We will now discuss the challenges that came before the committee. A challenge under Rule 27 to the seating of Sandra Tetley from Galveston County was presented. The challenge was dismissed, and the committee recommends that Sandra Tetley be seated as a delegate.
The question before you is on the adoption of the committee report that Sandra Tetley from Galveston County be seated as a delegate. Are you ready for the question? All those in favor of adopting the committee report on this challenge, please stand. Only if you are a delegate. Okay, thank you. And I would just remind you that delegates that only are properly credentialed delegates are to be voting. You may be seated. All opposed, please stand. You may be seated. The affirmative being in the majority, the motion is adopted and Sandra Tetley is seated as a delegate.
Okay, now it's my turn. Okay. We're now going to discuss Brazoria County. There was one challenge before the committee for Brazoria County to the seating of Yvonne Dewey. The challenge was dismissed, and the committee recommends that Yvonne Dewey be seated as a delegate.
The question is on the adoption of the committee report that Yvonne Dewey from Brazoria County be seated as a delegate. Are you ready for the question? Yeah, I understand that. I'll be with you in a moment. I understand there is a point of order at microphone number 1. Would you please state your name and the district you're representing, and then state your point of order?
Robert X. Johnson, Senatorial District 25. There is the permission for having debate before we vote. I'd like to know what the particulars are of the challenge, please.
A brief summary of the challenge.
Madam Chairman, we worked for about 20 hours, and I apologize for my voice, okay? I'm going to do my best to recall the facts. Convention, we did 30 challenges, and it's difficult to remember the particulars. I think we did this one at about 11 o'clock last night, so I'll do my best. I believe that the Brazoria County one was actually filed by someone who did not reside in that county. It was also over the issue of whether or not there were open meetings. The committee, after deliberating extensively, hearing testimony from both sides, and deliberating over the issue, decided that this was not an intentional violation of the rules of the Republican Party of Texas, and it was dismissed.
Thank you, Chairman Diaz. Are you ready for the question? All those in favor of adopting the committee report on this challenge, please stand.
Point of order.
Right. Okay. Thank you very much. You may be seated. All of those opposed to the committee report, please stand. The chair hasn't made a decision. Thank you very much. You may be seated. The affirmative being in the majority, the motion is adopted. And
turn on the microphone!
Thank you. The microphones are on. Let me just say this. I would please ask you to refrain from calling out points of order from